See the fancy countdown?
Yeah, I do. It's pretty cool. Hi,
Hello,
everyone.
everyone. Hello, everyone. We are back with our HBCU Nights Q&A. Tonight, we have the pleasure of having Honesty Abraham, fresh out of junior year, Hampton University, the Hampton University, as they would call it, the real HU, located in Southern Virginia. Um, you know, we'll I got about 8 questions to ask Honesty tonight. Once again, if the members of the audience want to shoot some questions, leave them in the comments. We're live on Facebook. We're live on YouTube through StreamYard. Want to thank everybody I saw today at the city tournament, City of Boston, who came out. Congratulations to the O'Brien girls, as well as the Holland Tech Bulldogs for winning the city championship today. Always happy to see that. Let me see here. Make sure we are good. Boom. Yup. Real time. All right. Honesty.
Hello, everyone. Hi. Hi, Mr. McCarthy.
Tell us your name, your high school you came from, and why you chose Hampton.
Hi, everyone. My name is Honesty Abraham. I'm a third-year strategic communications major at Hampton University, and I went to Boston Arts Academy in Boston. So if anybody knows about Boston Arts Academy, that is where I went. I was a film and theater I was a theater major and a film concentration at Boston Arts Academy. And I chose Hampton University because I was going through my process of looking through schools, and as I was looking through schools, one of my top choices was not only Hampton, but North Carolina Central. And I was thinking about what options I had. And after having great conversations about Hampton, and I love the scene of the water, I really wanted to be somewhere surrounded by water and also somewhere that felt like home. And I love the name Hampton. And there's so much rich heritage and history here. So there's so much amazing background and so many historical monuments and different things in Hampton that have made me choose this school.
Excellent. Strategic communications. What does that mean?
So strategic communication is in the School of Journalism. It's in the liberal arts. It's a liberal arts and strategic communication. You learn a lot about PR management, how to talk for different people, businesses, and also it teaches you a lot about not only journalism but more into just broadcasting, talking not only on behalf of yourself but other people, and it teaches you a lot about we do some film, we do some podcasting. We have a nice green screen, a beautiful green screen. We have 2 podcast rooms in our scripts we have 2, sorry, in our scripts building. And with our major, there's so many different opportunities that you can take out of it and different areas and avenues that you can go with that major.
Excellent. Sounds like you're doing well. Tell us about your journey to Hampton. How did you get there through BAA?
So with BAA, I always knew what I wanted to do, but coming here, I chose a different major before I became a strategic communications major. I was a criminal justice major at first because I am on a pre-law track here, and I wanted to learn more about not only criminal justice for knowing how to handle inner city things that were going on in Boston. I was very passionate about knowing how to handle different scenarios and different things that happen. But coming here and learning about what they had within strategic communication, I realized I wouldn't be able to get the same opportunities because I am wanting to become an entertainment attorney. So a lot of the things that strategic communication does has a lot of amazing ways to get there, and also opportunities and different networking places that we can go and also talk to amazing people. We have talked to many amazing people. We have beautiful panels with different, all different various, not only celebrities, but also people in the field already.
Wow, that's I love your level of focus. I've always, from the time, like, she's honestly been honesty has honestly been one of the bright spots in our whole HBCU journey since I returned to the district. Um, you know, I when I first met you, you said you were going to go to Hampton. You ended up at Hampton. It's just really been amazing, and you become our tour guide for 2 straight years. So anyone who's coming on an HBCU tour, for sure, you will see honesty on the trip.
You will see me.
For sure.
I want to say before you ask me the next question, I would say Mr. McCarthy was a very big influence as to why I came to the school. I got into the school before he told me about it, but when he told me that he visited the school, it gave me very much a lot of comfortability. When he told me that he would even tell his son to go to this school, it made me know, okay, that this school is safe enough for me to go to. And I knew I got into it already, and I was still in the process of picking schools at the last minute, especially because I had so many options and at HBCUs. So it made me more passionate and eager to go, especially because I didn't visit the school before going, but learning more and also doing your research on social media, different platforms, you can use it for those resources like TikTok, Instagram. You can see people's life and how they have maneuvered and done things at that school that you're passionate about, and that gave me the passion to go to the school as well.
I appreciate that. Truly honored, because you're actually, like, literally one of my favorite human beings on earth. But what's homecoming like?
Homecoming is a beautiful time. It is like a Black family cookout. I will say homecoming is a beautiful experience, and it feels like home like no other. A lot of alumni come back to visit, and I always tell my aunts and all my people back at home, especially like my older family, that they had to come down and see it because it's such a great crowd of not only just our age, but different, it's all ages. And you learn so much about the different people that went to the school, and you really do get to talking to people. And it's like it's like one big happy family. There's so many different food trucks. There's it's not only just a game. There's a football game that goes on, but the tailgate goes on during the entire football game. So there's people in the parking lot and having different. Everyone has a different section. So each year, a class that graduates. So to say class of 85, then 80, then 75, and there's so many different classes that have their own different areas and come together again, and it's so beautiful. And I actually had the pleasure of helping and assisting with the alumni dinner that happened in May of last year, where the I can't remember what they're called. They're the emeritus class, so they graduated in 1975, and it was their 50th anniversary, and so it was a night of celebrating them, and they graduated from Hampton 50 years before. Yeah, they're celebrating their 50 years of graduating from Hampton. So to be after college 50 years later, coming back to your school and them celebrating you is just so beautiful. And I was so happy to have the pleasure of talking to those people. It was very amazing.
What's the value of, like, I always tell the kids, the network is your network. Your net worth is your network. What's the value of networking? Because I felt like when I got from year 1 to year 2, you was everything.
I will say that networking at Hampton is very easy if you want it. There's so many different, not only organizations that you can join with people your age and just talking with different people. I'm in the National Council of Negro Women, the NAACP, and the Caribbean Association on campus. And there's so many different other organizations that help in different areas and target different things. I mean, I'm even in the skating club. We have a skating club where, although it's cold right now, you can go skate at the rink every Friday. And there's different things that they have and opportunities. We also have a bowling alley on campus. But I will say, back to the networking, when it comes down to Hampton, I really want to make this very known with my school. We have the same opportunities as places like Howard, Spelman, different places. I wish I remembered the name of the lady that's coming this weekend, but there's 2 nights that she's recording for Netflix in our Ogden Hall. So she's recording and streaming for her platform. And they have so many different like opportunities for this. And you would think that it's crowded lines to get in and it's super packed and not all the students get a chance to express themselves or get their words out. But no, it's so there's always space, there's always availability for you to be able to be there. And I would say my school is very punctual and it's also very high on business professionalism. So your professionalism is so important. So a lot of times to events, we wear business casual or business pro because it is in our requirement to do so. But we
Yeah,
have amazing networking opportunities.
it I love Hampton, so you ain't got you never be able to have to sell me on it. I saw a parent who texted me who didn't want to use his option, and she said, "What's it really like on campus? Being on campus?"
So I will say not everything as a student, I would say not everything is what it seems. You still have the experience of the sometimes not so good cafeteria food. It not everything is um
Shoot, our kids like it.
they did like
When we
there's
go on the
different
floor,
options.
our kids was putting in that cafeteria work.
Yeah, they do have different options. We do have a stir fry, we have a pizza station, we have different
Y'all had
things.
a
We also have a
DJ in the cafeteria.
only on good times when you guys are there, not always. We have our
We had a party.
issues.
Those 2 weeks.
They did have we danced on the floor. It was amazing. I will say that it was an amazing day to visit. But I would say the college and experience here is pretty nice, but there is flaws that the school has sometimes and you see them, but it's only the college experience. Not everything is perfect in life and that's just what it is. We're trying our best. Our school has amazing qualities and we have amazing things to offer, just not everything goes the way that they want it to go sometimes, and that's just the truth of it.
And that's part of the experience anyway. That's what makes it better.
Yes.
What's been the most challenging part of being there?
I would say the most challenging part of being here has been just that's a good question. I never ask myself that because not every day is perfect, but I would say the most challenging experience I've had is just like wow, you stumbled me. I would say if I'm being very real, like this is transparency.
I should hope it being very real.
I would say my roommate situations. I've had some
Yeah.
crazy roommate situations coming to college. Not only just like my first year, but just throughout other times as well. And it has been different situations through different things. And they've all had not all of them because I've had some beautiful and amazing roommates. And throughout time, when you realize that it just isn't working out, and then it's amazing when you do have a roommate that is there, and you never have to really worry about when you do get that new roommate. I would say if you really feel like you are doing
You
well with
gotta
them,
vibe.
then
You
you're
gotta
doing
vibe with
well.
somebody, right? You gotta
When you
vibe.
know you're vibing with them, you can really
Yeah.
vibe with them. Because I've had amazing roommates, I will say, but I've also had some pretty crazy ones as well.
Wow, we got a question from the audience.
Yes. So, as a freshman, what is dorm life like, and are the dorms co-ed? A lot of times, as freshmen, they're all girls or all boys, and if they are co-ed, there will be one level that is all boys, one level that's all girls, and like that. But that typically is for sophomores and juniors when you go to other schools and my school as well. And the college freshman life is really just a lot of freshmen are navigating college. This is their first time away from home and it's such a beautiful sisterhood, friendship, and there's beautiful qualities that come out of the freshman experience, especially because schools give you the opportunity to have freshman interactions where you guys come together before school. So it's important that you go to your new student orientation because that's where you really do meet your friends and you get groups. But sometimes, like, definitely take those groups. Your freshman groups friendships are so beautiful because they do really last in beautiful ways in life. And if you are like not having good friendships, just know that there are beautiful people on campus and amazing people on campus that suit you because there's so many different varieties of people.
Hmm, hmm. Tell us about your favorite professor so far or mentor. Who do you have one? Do you have one there? What did they like?
I will say I don't have a mentor here on campus, but I do have some amazing professors. I will say Mike. college experience was is a little different from other students' experiences when it comes down to race that they've had for their teachers and their professors. I will say I've gotten lucky with having a majority of black professors at my campus and at my
So
HBCU.
how so Hampton got white professors?
They do. I actually have a teacher right now that's teaching me political science, and she's from Iran. And
Okay,
she
okay.
has an accent, a very thick accent, and she is not from here, but she is a good professor. That's not my favorite professor. I'll
Right,
get
right. Okay,
I
good
was
diversity. Good.
I yeah, but they do have different varieties of a lot of their like white or teachers are from other places. Like they have accents and they teach different things. But I would say my favorite class or my favorite professor I'll say my favorite professor I found out one of my professors like I'll say this is my favorite professor. I found out one of my professors from Hampton. I go here at Hampton and I don't have any family at Hampton. I came here and I was okay with that and I just chose to do it anyways. But one of my professors actually knew one of my uncles and knows my family on my dad's side. And we got into conversation about one of my cousins in Boston. And also it became a conversation where wow, like he actually knows them very well. And it
Right,
was amazing because he was telling me he's visited Boston and asking me questions about what part because he's lived there before. And I'm like, wow, I can't believe you've not only lived there, but know some of my people as well, people
right.
that I wouldn't think you know. So I would say that was my favorite professor. And he was my English professor, but he also teaches film studies and teaches different classes within film. I haven't taken those classes, but he did tell me that I should take that as a minor. But for my minor, I have chosen entrepreneurship as well.
Oh,
Instead of
nice,
that. Yeah.
nice. Um, so you're a black girl growing up in Boston.
Yes.
You go down to Virginia. You choose an HBCU. What is your experience? You have an experience with being black in Boston, right? What is the difference to go from Boston to that level? That's high level of black excellence. What's that like?
So coming from Boston and being from Boston, fully raised, born and raised from from elementary to high school. I did go to middle school in Mecco, but that was a different experience. I will say with coming all the way from Boston to Virginia and being a black girl, it has been a transitional experience. It has been beautiful, but I've also realized that coming here has given me a mindset I wouldn't have been able to get living in Boston and doing my college experience there. It has really shaped and shifted me in an amazing way. And it let me know that people from all over the world go to school. There's different people that come from different states. And you realize that people around the world are really like us in Boston too. And there's so many different people that you really learn from and really talk to and get to know. And you find out that, wow, there's so many different beautiful and amazing qualities that not only Boston has, but being from Boston and representing Boston, it's been an amazing transition for me to see the world outside of just Boston.
I agree. I want all of our kids to experience that. You know,
Yeah.
what what is the what made you choose? So you say you want to get into entertainment law.
Yes.
What brought you there?
So ever since I was a little girl, since I was like before the fourth grade, I've always like I've always I've always been an actor, like I've always acted, but I've also wanted to find a career that was actually a career that I could do before that or even in the midst of that. And I've always wanted to be a lawyer as well. So throughout my lifetime, I just know that I want to do all the things I want to do in this life. And being a lawyer has always been one of those things. And I knew that I wanted to become an entertainment attorney and I wanted to be in the entertainment field because of the different things that it represents. And I not only want to do PR management and different ways of doing that, but I want to represent different artists, handle different contracts, and be on the logistic side of different events that, like, main events like the Grammys, the Oscars, and be on the team that really gets those things going and get those things planned the proper way and be a part of that. So, and also being a lawyer, that would be a beautiful way to handle that business the best way possible. So
That's
that's
yeah,
why
yeah. You
I'm on the road that I am.
I definitely like that's what you call like planning ahead, like 40-year plan, not a 4-year plan. I remember when I went to college and I just met people from all over the place, like Kalamazoo. Where are some of the strange places that not strange places, I guess, different places that some of your classmates are from?
So I actually have had a partner. I recently worked. So I'm one of those people. I feel bad sometimes. Like when I was telling you about my teacher from Iran, like I really think sometimes students get annoyed with the accent and stuff. So I try to be extra nice. And I have a student in my class that's from Russia, and I worked with her on a project. And she's from Russia, was born and raised there, and just
What
here
do you
for
think my next
college.
question is?
Yeah. What are you thinking? I'll answer.
What do you think
she
my
she
next
does
question is?
sports.
She black?
No.
Oh wow. Okay, shout out
No,
to her.
they have real white
HBCUs are for white
students.
folks too, by the way.
Yeah, they do. They really, really do. But I will say that there's I'm so sorry. Can you re-ask me the question just so I can
What
answer?
where like I mentioned that like I had some classmates that were from
Oh
all
yeah.
over
Oh
the
yeah.
place.
So I have classmates from Chicago, Los Angeles, all different parts of Atlanta, different places. Maryland, different parts of Maryland is very popular here.
Yeah.
Richmond, Virginia, different areas
A
of
lot of Boston. How many people from Boston? Two?
Um, no, I actually know. I know about five or six.
Okay.
There's
Okay.
and I only know one girl from my high school. So only one girl from my high school goes here. That yes, but I know one of somebody that I met in my class that I was very close with, and I would talk to them every day in class. I asked them finally, like, where are you from? And they're a black student, they're a black male, and he told me that he is from Australia. He goes home on break for December break, Thanksgiving, those breaks, summertime to Australia. And I also have another
Yeah,
student
yeah,
in
yeah.
my and I also have another student that I was very close with, and she's from Ghana, so she goes home to Ghana. And I also had a roommate. She was an amazing roommate. This was a great roommate experience. And she was a
I'm
foreign
glad you
exchange
said that.
student.
I'm
Yeah,
glad you
she
said
was
that.
a foreign exchange
It's
student.
one of the good experiences. I
It
love that.
was yes, it was one of the good experiences. She was a foreign exchange student from Ghana as well. So she was actually coming here straight for school, and she was a foreign exchange student. So it was amazing experience as well.
Norfolk State isn't too far. Do you get to go visit other campuses?
So I personally, I have a vehicle, so I have the pleasure of doing that.
My bad.
Not all students have that ability. So for me, I do like to go to Norfolk or Virginia Beach because there's different
Ah,
they have and I will say with Hampton in Boston, you know that we have Walmart, Quincy, Walpole, and like and Weymouth. Like there's different scattered Walmarts. There's a Walmart 10 minutes away. And on that same street, that is a very long street, there are four different Walmarts. There's four different Walmarts. They have
four.
different plazas. Four.
Well,
On
that's
like
I
they
mean,
just make
like,
space. They just do anything with the space out there. And there's so many different plazas with the same stores like Family Dollar, AutoZone, Popeyes, different just different various food places and different stores that are actually needed. And there's so many of them. I would say that there's and we have a hair store in our plaza. It's called PTC, Peninsula Town Center. The hair store looks like Macy's. Like there's
ah,
chandeliers. It's white. It's
what is
those.
happening?
You actually on your tour, you should bring them to the peninsula. There's a Chipotle. There's Mod's Pizza. There's different. Maybe like make it like a
You just
45
you
minute
gotta
thing.
remind us. You gotta
Yeah,
remind
if you guys get there during the daytime, I know you guys do different trips to
us.
different schools, but Norfolk is it's very close. I will say that there is traffic going that way. I realize like when it comes down to Boston and out here, the highways and the experience of driving, Hampton is highway and water. You can't get everywhere on feet. You really do have to take a Uber. Or there are buses. I personally haven't used the bus system because they aren't really reliable or convenient. But the school
Right.
does send out emails where there is a bus that you can take to the town center. And it's there's sometimes lines for the students, but it is an opportunity that the school has for you to be able to do. But I was saying that like us driving to Norfolk, there's only one way to get there. There's only one way for everybody that's going for work.
Is there a bridge too, right?
It's the bridge. It is the bridge. It's only one bridge that really get connects both. And if if is trafficked, it's a terrible experience. You'll sit there for a long time, and I don't like to experience that. So I definitely make sure that the time frame is accurate when I do go those places.
All right, thank you. I got 2 more questions.
Yes.
How hard is the schoolwork? Are you finding it to be difficult, or are you finding you were prepared?
I feel like I was very prepared, and I feel like any school system in Boston, I feel like it will prepare you if you are doing your work, period. A lot
Right.
of the work is very doable. You learn a lot of things in class, and a lot of it is based on you. Like it's a lot of it is questions that they ask you about your opinion on things, or just different thing. And a lot of my classes are very opinionated, I would say.
Right.
So a lot of the work is very easy and doable. And I will say that my experience going to college made me realize I don't know how I went through elementary to high school,
Right.
because when you're able to choose your own schedule, it's such an amazing feeling,
Oh,
and
such
you
a
really do
that's
have a different
the thing that people
experience.
don't get.
Yeah,
It
you're
makes
not in
school
school from
harder.
8 to 2. You're not in school from
Right.
8 a.m.
Right.
to 2
Right.
p.m. You have
Right.
breaks in between. You choose your schedule the way you need it to be. And you really do have the opportunity to still have a day after school. So
Mm,
just, I will suggest don't take 4 to 6 p.m. classes. And don't take 8 a.m. classes either. You can take a 9:30. 9:30s are always pretty good, or 9 o'clock classes.
yeah.
If you feel like you can do that. But I will say 10 o'clock, 11 o'clocks, 12 o'clocks, they're always pretty good. But sometimes when it comes down to warm seasons, especially spring semester, you wouldn't want those experiences, or even fall semester as well, because there are a lot of day parties or different things where students come together, or times where the student center has events, and times where they will announce things like homecoming, who's coming for homecoming and things like that. And you don't want to be stuck having to go to a class at those
And
hours.
y'all have all the kind of celebrities that become of it. Did J. Cole stop there or no? He
He
went to.
did. He came
Oh,
to my school. He came to
wow.
my school.
Okay,
It was
Jermaine.
amazing. He came an
Okay.
hour after I left, but a lot of people that I know, and some people, they did send me the videos. I was so happy to still feel like I was a part of it some way. Just
Jermaine.
for that he was that close in a proximity, I felt good.
And we have another question.
Yes. As an incoming freshman, what advice would you give? Socializing, adjusting. As a freshman, it is okay to just be yourself. When I went to college, I wanted people to. This is my personal experience. Going into freshman year, I wanted people to accept me for who I was. So I went to school with no lashes, no weave. I did all natural hair. I just wanted people to see me for who I was and really accept me for who I am. So they know, hey, this is how I'm coming every time that I'm here. And then when I do my that's what it is. But with school and socializing, there's so many ways that you get to know people, and it's really not as hard as it is made to seem. When you live on campus, it makes it so much easier,
Right,
because
right.
people in your sometimes the people you share a bathroom with, because it's not just going to be your roommate. You sometimes are friends with them, or different people you see on the elevator going up and down, or if even people in your class. You get to talking to people on campus, joining organizations. That's a big one. You learn a lot about different, if you're interested in some things and it's on your campus, go to the fairs that teach you about what opportunities are there for you. Go to different things. Look in your email. I would say your email is going to be an amazing place for you to look at, because your school does bring ways for you to actually interact with other students. And I will say, new student orientation is sometimes where you get your great friends.
Yeah, I feel like there's a lot of post graduation opportunities that happen at HBCUs. But I think
Yes.
one of my if not my last question, unless the audience has one, thinking about the kids back home,
Mhm.
um, like why Hampton? What's your 30-second pitch about Hampton? Why Hampton?
I will say Hampton has amazing qualities. Not only does Hampton have I know everybody knows about the African American Museum in Washington, D.C., but Hampton University actually had the very first African American museum in the entire United States of America. And
Love it.
it's a very beautiful place to go. We have Emancipation Oak, which is a very historical monument and in so many different areas and walkways of life and history and legacy. There's so many different people that have come to my school. Like Martin Luther King has spoke at my school. Rosa Parks, when she was alive, has stayed at one of our dorms called Holiday. And in our school, I know you guys have not visited, but I will say definitely look on like social media to see it. But our school is surrounded by water, and it's such a beautiful sight to be able to look at.
So
It's
beautiful.
so amazing to be able to look at every
So
day at school.
beautiful.
And there's different we have something called Legacy Park where where you can either drive by or walk by, and every bench has somebody that you could sit next to. One of them is Barack Obama, one is another person like Rosa Parks. There's different historical people that are actually like, just statues, and it's a very beautiful sight. There's so many different qualities that Hampton has just outside of that. There's so many different opportunities you get, and like I said, we have the same opportunities like places like Spelman, Howard, other NCAT, different schools. We have all those opportunities. Yet the rooms that you walk in, not all sometimes all students don't take it to their advantage. So we always have space. There's always different people. I've got to be in the same room as Taraji P. Henson, Ving Rhames. I feel like I said his name wrong, but he was in Baby Boy.
Oh, Big
Um,
Rames.
Yes, Ving
Big
Rhames.
Rames. Yeah.
Yes, yes. I got to take a picture with him, and I've also got to learn so much about just Black Southern culture in a beautiful way that just is so amazing. And there's so much rich history at my school that I would say it's a really great choice. And if you guys have any
That's a
questions, you
great.
can always reach out to me about Hampton, especially because it is still February, and I know the time to choose schools isn't for the next few months, but if you ever have any questions, I'm always here to answer because my school's amazing. And
Notable.
we have
Right.
amazing majors as well. We have a 5-year MBA program. I personally am not a business major, but we have a 5-year MBA program where you can get your bachelor's and master's, and you also you walk out and they tell you that this is like the major you walk out guaranteed, not even guaranteed, but pretty much guaranteed because of how much networking you do, you can make 6 figures after graduating. And it's different amazing opportunities that come with it, different networking things, and there's so many ways to get yourself out there just as an individual.
I mean, you did an amazing job, girl. I want to go to
Thank
Hampton.
you.
I even know I'm at Howard right now, but don't play. Don't be upset. But
Did you go to Howard?
I'm in a program at Howard right now.
That's good though. That's really good. Ho-
Um,
Um.
notable Hampton alum, Booker T. Washington, Wanda Sykes went to
Oh, can I?
Hampton.
Oh my God! I'm so glad you said that.
Yep,
Wanda Sykes is coming this weekend. That is her name. She's a Hampton
that's
alum.
what it is.
She's doing a 2-day series for Netflix this weekend at
Oh,
Ogden
okay.
Hall.
And she's doing it
That's
at
going on
Hampton.
this weekend.
That is
Yeah,
so
so that's another
tough.
opportunity that we
And
have. So yeah.
Monet Davis, DJ Envy, Ruth
Yes.
Carter.
Ruth Carter
Car-
also went to yes, she's from
Go
isn't
ahead.
she from Boston? Ruth
I think
Carter's from
so.
Boston.
I think
I
so.
think
I
she
think
went to my high school as well because I was able to meet her at Boston Arts Academy as well. And she was an alum there. Yeah.
well, that's insane. Well,
Yeah.
honestly, amazing.
Is
Thank
there
you
any
so
more
much
questions?
for your time. Um, the question that family just said to me, you answered already. Um, I don't I don't know if we're going to get someone as good as you, but I'm glad you were able to join us. I think you just did an amazing job. Us folks back in Boston are super proud of you. We'll be there the 22nd of April. We'll be Hampton will be a part of our tour. That's when we'll be there. Clear your schedule. Um, we hope to bring another 90 something kids down there to sort of like, I don't want to say turn up, but like be in y'all presence. And
Yes.
I love the Hampton tour. So like Hampton's always one of our favorite stops. But we're gonna keep it going, and like I said, super proud of you, and I hope you really really continue to shine because you definitely are.
Thank you so, so much. Thank you for having me once again. I totally appreciated being on the panel tonight and just talking to everyone. I'm here to answer any questions always, and I can't wait to see you on the 22nd. I will not forget that date.
All right, honestly, thank you so much, and
Thank you.
we'll clock back in. Thank you.
Thank you. Bye, everyone.
Thank you everyone for joining. We are going to we're going to have Clark Atlanta, Norfolk State on the 23rd, and we will be joined tomorrow with NCAP, the Aggies, and then do not forget the 22nd, Morehouse College. Appreciate y'all. Thank you. You all have a good night.